When you compare the actual cost of production and the MRP of a particular product, you might be very amused to know the profit on selling one single item of that particular product, right? But is that completely the profit the company is making? For an instance, you might feel so, but it isn't. For example, if the actual cost of production of a particular item is rupees 100 and the MRP in which it is being sold is rupees 200, you might think that the profit would be 100% here, but it's not. Then where's the part of profit going to? You need to know how much it costs the company to get those products available to your location. Apart from the cost involved for raw materials and manufacturing the product, you need to store the finished product, pack the item safely, sort it based on the demand and location which is to be delivered to, and deliver it across wherever your products are need to be reaching. And all these costs you. Managing the flow of goods from one location to your destination is what supply chain logistics is all about. And I am Tony Tom, who will be guiding you here with this video. Stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new update or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on this video any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to your comments. Hey guys, welcome to this course on supply chain management. Before directly moving on with the topic that is supply chain management, let me ask you a few questions. Whenever we go to a supermarket, we'll be able to see that there are a lot of products, whatever items which we need, let it be vegetables, fruits, or any stationery items, or let it be anything. What should all be available in that particular supermarket? It is being enabled in that supermarket, right? So it is not being manufactured there, or it is not being produced there, but yet we are getting all the products which we require from a supermarket. So how is it being reaching there so that we'll be getting the right items at the right particular store? Even if it's not being produced there, we are able to get that in the supermarket. So even if things are being produced from a far location or maybe completely different state or completely different locality, even then you are able to avail all those services or all those products from that supermarket. How is it being made possible? There are a lot of items which need to be transported very quickly, or else the product will be damaged or product will be of no use. For example, you're trying to buy a flower. If the flower is not fresh enough, you'll not be buying the flower, right? So it needs to be taken care and it needs to be transported in such a manner that the flower is being enabled or delivered to that particular location without causing any damage to that flower. At the same time, it should be delivered very quickly after plucking it. Because if you're not plucking it and if you're not delivering it immediately after plucking it, all the flowers which you have plucked will be gone out, right? So it will not be delivered fresh. So in order to get all those things done, you need to be keeping a lot of things in mind while you are getting your things delivered to a particular location. And how is it possible that we are able to deliver the right products at the right time at the right location? And even when we are ordering something on an e-commerce platform like Amazon and Flipkart, we'll be knowing at the exact time of the ordering itself when the product will be delivered to our location. So how is all these things being done? So let us study in detail on all of these things. That is logistics and supply chain management. What is supply chain logistics? Coming on to the questions which I've already asked you. How are we getting the items in one location, that is in your supermarket? We know that all those items which are being available in supermarket is not being produced there or is not being manufactured at that particular location, right? So it is from various parts of the country or on the state. So it is coming from various location and we are having all those items which is produced from various location in that particular location. How is that being made possible? All those things are being made possible with the help of supply chain logistics. Right? So even if you're ordering something in the Amazon or Flipkart through any e-commerce website, while at ordering itself, you will be knowing when it will be delivered to your location just by giving your PIN code. So just by accessing your PIN code and the location where they are actually situated at, they'll be giving an estimated delivery time. Most probably they will be delivering all your items to that particular location in that estimated time period itself. So how is that being made possible? Even when you're transporting or transferring some items or products, you need to be taking such care that no damage should be affected to any of the products while you're transporting your product or the items which you're trying to transport while you're transferring. So all these things are to be made or are to be managed. So how is that done? So all these things are done using supply chain logistics, and it is being managed by these people or in this sector or this category, that is supply chain logistics. So coming to more understanding on supply chain logistics, we know that it is a network among the company, producer, distributor, and the customer dedicated for easy movement of goods. As I said before, it is a network which is completely dedicated for the easy movement of goods. How can goods be moved from one location to another location on the demand? So if it is being asked for one location, how can it be transferred from the original location where it is being produced or manufactured to the location where it is being required? So how can that be done? So it is actually a network, or it functions as a network among the companies, the producers, distributors, to the customers whom are requiring the products. So it is how the supply chain logistics functions. So it's actually a network. And coming to the next point, management of acquisition, storage, and flow of goods to ensure the demand is met on time. Basically, you're ordering some item or needing some item for a particular period of time, right? So in that particular period of time, if you didn't have that product or item, there's no use of ordering that product. So it is like you are asking for it, and when the demand is being raised, you should be getting the item at that particular point of time. So managing your product or managing the items in your location, storing it, that is getting the product. So when a demand is raised, you need to be in a position to have the product with you, and also make sure that the flow of goods is being more possible and you are able to deliver it. So depending upon the demand, you have to be delivering it. So you need to have acquisition of those inventory. So what are all the items that you should be having, in how much quantity should you be having, and where should be having it? All those things should be made possible. Right? You should be taking care of all those things. You should be acquiring all the items you are trying to ship it. So that is one point, or that is the first point you should be taking care. That is acquisition of items. Then you should be making sure of the storage. How can you store it? What is the efficient way of storing these items so that, when the demand is being raised, you will be able to take that item up and you will be able to process it and move towards the location. How can that be done? That is easy flow of goods. That is all about supply chain logistics. They manage these demands and try to produce or try to deliver these items to that particular location within that stimulated time. And one more thing, the supply chain logistics is one of the most essential and highly impacting sector in the economy. That is one thing you should be knowing, because all the products and services are trying to boost up the economy, right? So if this service of supply chain logistics is not performing well, all the products which is being manufactured will not be getting sold, because it is not being able to be delivered to the location or to the customers who are needing it. If this service of supply chain logistics is not performing well, the business of all the other products which are impacting the economy will be going down, because the customers who are actually needing the product will not be getting it on time. So that is the main reason why supply chain logistics is having a high impact on the economy. Coming to various modes of supply chain. What are the various modes of supply chain which is adopted by in order to make sure that the items which is being demanded by the customers are being delivered to them at the right time, in the right location, at the right condition? So how is that being made possible? Let's look onto that. Various modes of supply chain includes motor freight, air freight, and also intermodal freight. Coming to motor freight. So if you are transferring, or if you're trying to shift an item from one location to another location through road, then it can be classified as motor freight, irrespective it is being transferred in a car, truck, jeep, or even a van. Irrespective of all those things, and if it is being transferred through road, then it can be considered as motor freight. Coming to air freight, similarly to motor freight, if the item is being shipped from one location to another location through the mode of air, through flights, air cargo, or even business airlines, then it can be considered as air freight. Lastly, coming to intermodal freight, if you're trying to accommodate various modes in order to deliver the item to a particular location from the original location, then it can be classified as intermodal freight. If I'm trying to tell you an example or give you an example, if a container is being shifted from one location to another, and initially it was being transferred through truck, the container was kept on a truck and the truck was moving, and later stage the container was shifted from the truck to a rail, and the rest of the motion or rest of the transportation of that particular container continued through rail. It can also be in a ship. So instead of transferring it to a rail from a truck, it can also be transferred to a ship. So if you're trying to accommodate various modes while you're transferring the item from one location to another, it can be classified as intermodal freight. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on any new update or video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on this video any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to your comments.